Malleus promises Lilia more gifts than he can hold in both arms from Fleur City, and one of the first things he does is take a picture to send to Lilia of Sebek and Silver dressed in their outfits for the social. A happy Malleus says, "I can see the look of delight on Lilia's face now. It seems I've gotten a souvenir for him already." Idia upgrades a toy handkerchief that Silver also got for Lilia, saying, they'd bring out Silver's dad's inner child, but when a pleased Malleus asks if Idia did it for Lilia, Idia responds, "I wasn't gonna give any to Silver. Don't see why I should go out of my way to be nice." Malleus does not look amused. Lilia says that Malleus once put on a musical performance for Lilia's birthday. He says, "I have heard Malleus perform countless times, but the melodies he played to celebrate my birthday were different from his usual style." Malleus is generally reluctant to pose for pictures himself, but Cater successfully convinces him to appear in a picture during the Firelit Sky event so that they can send it to Lilia. Malleus concedes with, "We must capture this moment for Lilia's sake." Malleus says that his wish for the festival is to take in the country's culture so that he will be able to tell Lilia about it. The Firelit Sky group comments on Malleus's struggle to find a souvenir for Lilia, and Cater observes that Malleus probably doesn't want to settle for anything but the best for Lilia, with Trace saying they ought to tell Lilia how much thought Malleus put into his gift when they return to the school. Malleus approves of Trey's idea of getting tomato juice for Lilia, and expresses interest in seeing what Column and Cater choose to give to Lilia as a souvenir. Malleus says he can already see the look of delight on Lilia's face and invites the group to Diasomnia in order to tell Lilia about their trip. At the end of the event, Malleus says that he learned how travel can be wonderfully liberating, and he must thank Lilia for the opportunity. When Lilia mentions not being able to wear a tuxedo during the Phantom Bride event, unlike the other suitors, Malleus says that he will fashion one out of magic for him then and there as a token of his appreciation. Lilia considers getting Malleus a t-shirt during the Cloud Calling event, but then decides not to because he got him something similar not too long ago. He also considers an ornament, but decides he'll never be able to beat a gargoyle that he gave to Malleus before. Lilia also considers a mechanical doll, saying that he once bought a battery-powered children's toy for Malleus and he really liked it, but he decides against the doll for being too delicate, saying that the doll would probably not hold up against how powerful Malleus is. The battery-powered children's toy that Lilia mentions was likely a reference to Roaring Drago, a digital pet that Lilia once got Malleus as a souvenir from a distant land and that he refers to as his treasure. This gift from Lilia comes up in Malleus's Labware vignette and during the Wish Upon a Start event, as well as the main story, where it is practically the catalyst of the events of Book 7, giving Malleus the idea for what gift he should present to Lilia at his farewell party.
ようやく答えが出た。どうか受け取ってほしい。僕の心からの贈り物。
Malleus says that he would always look forward to the souvenirs that Lilia would bring him from his travels and that they were the highlight of his day, and he was always fascinated by Lilia's tales from his trips. Lilia explains that he would always buy pennants for Malleus from tourist destinations, which Malleus hangs on his bedroom wall. As pennants have disappeared from souvenir shops over the years, Lilia decides that he will be getting t-shirts for Malleus now, instead. Lilia is delighted to discover a pennant in a Sunset Savannah souvenir shop and tries to buy 3 for Malleus, Sebek, and Silver, but the pennant is revealed to be just a decoration from years ago. Lilia insists that he can't give up, and will buy another pennant someday. Lilia says that he expects receiving a pennant will result in Malleus crying tears of joy, but Malleus seems to think it is actually Lilia who enjoys collecting pennants. Malleus struggles to find a pennant for Lilia during the Firelit Sky event, which is revealed to be Malleus's first time shopping for a souvenir in his life. He settles on a t-shirt that Jamil recommends to him, saying that it suits how expressive and lively Lilia is. Malleus says that he would like to wear matching shirts with Lilia sometime. Instead of pennants, Lilia decides to buy beaded coasters as souvenirs, getting a lizard for Malleus at Leona's suggestion. Lilia says that it's always tricky picking out a souvenir for Malleus, but that is what is so fun about it. He tells a story about a souvenir that made Malleus sad, saying, "I'd heard tell of ice that shone in all the colors of the rainbow, in a cave deep in the mountains of some country or other. I decided to see if it was true and bring some home, but the journey there was more precarious than I'd anticipated." Lilia succeeded in acquiring 4 pieces of ice that he preserved with magic, but Malleus still managed to melt his own on accident. Lilia says he put on a brave face, but I think it affected him more than he let on, as he was then the only one of the 4 of them who did not have one. Lilia brings back several souvenirs for the 3 from Sunset Savannah, including woven pieces that could be used as lap blankets or shawls, all in the same pattern. Malleus seems to reflect upon his lost gift of ice, but Lilia tells him not to worry, saying, the object itself might be gone, but the care and consideration I put into it will always be with you.